All right, we're trying to put these in order from least to greatest, and so if we drop them down right around the correct spot on number line, we'll be able to analyze which is bigger, which is smaller, and all of that. Okay, so let's start with something that we know. We know that all positive numbers are going to be greater than all negative numbers. So our negative numbers, which I will circle in red, are negative 0.8 and negative 6/5. And I will circle what we're placing on the positive side in blue. And then let's see where we can put them. Okay, so let's start with the positive side. We have square root numbers. Those are kind of hard to deal with, except not really in the sense that, let's deal with the square root of 4. What is the square root of 4? The square root of 4 is 2. It's exactly 2. Okay? So we can place that one. Let's start there by placing that 2. Put it in blue because it's positive. Oh, actually, let me write it as the square root of 4 because that's what they gave it to us as. Okay? Square root of 4. Now, the square root of 5 is obviously bigger than the square root of 4, so that's going to go to the right of it. Now, what is 3? 3, it would be equivalent to square root of 9, okay? Because 3 times 3 is 9. So it's going to be somewhere, square root of 5 is going to be somewhere between 2 and 3. So let's put it here, square root of 5. Somewhere between 2 and 3. Okay, now, 0.4, that's greater than 0, but it's less than 1. So somewhere between 0 and 1 is going to be 0.4. So we'll put that right there. And if we took a look at the two remaining negative numbers, one of them is less than negative 1. And what I mean is that 0.8, forget about the negative for a second, 0.8 is less than 1. So negative 0.8 is going to be greater than negative 1, less than 0, somewhere in there. And we will write it as negative 0.8. Okay? As opposed to negative 6/5, which if we were to take that fraction, 6/5, forget about the negative for a second. How many times does 5 go into 6? It goes in once. 5 times 1 is 5, so there's 1 remaining, 1 and 1/5. Now, that was a negative number, so we're negative 1 and 1/5, meaning we've got to go from 0 to negative 1, and then we've got to go further. So we know that negative 6 over 5, since it's going to be further to the left of negative 1 because it's less than negative 1, we can write that over there at negative 6/5. And now we've got them in order. We've got them in order. And if we just look at them one at a time, the first number that we've got, least to greatest, the least smallest number is negative 6/5. That automatically makes this answer B. But let's just check and verify that all the rest of it is correct. Next one is negative 0.8. That's good. The next is positive 0.4. That's good. The next is square root of 4. That's good. And then the next is square root of 5. So we've successfully identified this answer as B, and we're done. The best way that you can do these types of problems is to see what numbers they're between. Whole numbers, or which integers, I should say, because whole numbers are positive. But for example, square root of 5, we know that's more than 2 because 2 is the square root of 4, and its square root of 9 is 3. So we know it's somewhere between square root of 4, which is 2, and square root of 9, which is 3. So it's going to be somewhere in between there, and then you can kind of order it like that. That's my best suggestion for you. And then, of course, just remember that as you go this way, if you have something that's negative 1 and 1/5 in this case, you're not going to go there's -1, so -1 1/5 over here, because that's getting greater, and you actually need to go less in that direction. So just be careful with the direction that you're going once you're on the negative side. Yep, that's it.